We are in a talent-based business, and I think it's interesting. I was an undergraduate English major. I kind of came to the wealth management industry by accident. I did a year of volunteer work as a teacher when I first graduated. Loved the impact I was having on kids, but struggled with my perception that it wasn't a meritocracy. So I came to Wall Street just looking for an environment where it was more merit-based. If you delivered outsized results and really worked hard, you'd be given opportunity. What I've found over 30 years is an incredible industry where you wake up every day and you could have a huge positive impact on the lives of the clients that we work with. So from my perspective, when you think about telling that narrative, I don't think enough kids at the high school level, at the undergraduate level, really understand all the career paths that are available in the wealth management industry. People tend to know investment banking, maybe private equity, hedge funds, but I don't think we've done enough to educate people around the career opportunities and the impact you can have in the wealth management space. You kind of combine that with the fact that I think generally financial literacy is something we don't do enough of in our industry. So I don't think you could start early enough. If we engage with young kids and start to establish the foundation of financial literacy, they're going to approach high school and college years with a better understanding of the pathways that are available within wealth management. And I think it's incumbent upon us in an industry where demographically we have a large number of advisors that are going to be retiring, that we get out there and evangelize the meaningful career paths that exist to high schoolers and certainly undergraduates that are thinking about what they want to do post-graduation. So in terms of how can we demystify career paths that exist in wealth management, I think it starts with conversation. RIAs need to be on campuses. They need to be running robust internship programs to give kids, even like with the proliferation of undergraduate CFP programs, kids are getting the technical training to ultimately enter the industry, but they don't truly understand what it is if they don't have the opportunity to engage in robust internships that give them practical, hands-on experience. Last summer, Wealthspire had 33 summer interns. Most of them were between their junior and senior year in undergraduate CFP programs. They're not grabbing coffee for senior advisors. They are actually doing financial planning. They're sitting in meetings with real clients, so they're getting exposed to the technical side of it, applying what they're learning in undergraduate programs, but they're also getting exposed to the human, the emotional side of sitting in meetings and hearing clients talk about their fears, their risks, their hopes, their desires, multi-generational planning issues. The more we do that, I think the more that individuals that think they want to be in this industry understand what it actually is. The other dynamic, which I think is really interesting, over the last decade, you started to have really scaling independent wealth management firms. And that expands significantly the multiplicity of career options. It's not just I can join an RIA and I need to be on the path of becoming an advisor. You can actually have meaningful career roles as CMO, chief marketing officers. You can be head of technology. You can be involved in compliance. You can be a trust and estate, expert augmenting what advisors do. You can be an investment professional doing due diligence on alternatives and large cap equity managers, but do it with a lens of how does that impact individuals and families. So I think the dynamics of a maturing industry, the diversification of career paths, we demystify it by getting into real conversation with kids that think they have an interest in this industry or maybe don't think they have an interest in this, but are in peripheral areas. One of the things I love about wealth management is the diversity of backgrounds that actually have relevance to what we do. You could be an undergraduate psychology major and you're bringing a unique lens to wealth management and financial planning that is absolutely essential. You could be an accounting major that spends a few years with an accounting firm and then realize, actually, I want to see how that actually gets applied more proactively in doing tax planning for individuals. So I think we have this unbelievable career opportunity. We just need to be engaged with students, giving them practical understanding of what it means to be in this business. So when you think about the role of sponsorship and mentorship, I think it's incredibly important. I look at my own career and I was the beneficiary of people that chose at critical points in my career to push me outside my comfort zone, to allow me to not, be happy just doing what I could do confidently. They pushed me into different areas. And every time I did that in my career, it resulted in professional growth, expanded opportunities. So I think mentorship and guidance is critical. somebody who's in an undergraduate CFP program, they certainly have, a preconceived idea that they want to be involved in wealth management, but they don't practically understand all that's involved, the human side of it, the emotional side of it. So I think getting kids engaged with people in the industry to give them insight into what we do on a day-to-day basis, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and everything in between is critical. And then once they get involved, I think there's numerous ways in which your career can evolve. What I've found is people that are involved in the independent RIA space, they're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about the impact we have on individuals, on institutions that we work with, and they want to share. So I think if we create opportunities for the engagement and conversation to occur, it logically leads to expanded opportunities that help younger people really thrive in the industry. So in terms of guidance that I would offer to somebody in their junior or senior year of college who thinks they're interested in this industry, I would say talk to people. People in this industry are passionate about what we do. If you find people that are passionate about what they do, they want to talk about it. So I think seek out those conversations, network. I think people in this industry, one of the things I love about the independent RIA space is people share best practices and ideas. Like, we're not a guarded group. We don't believe we're protecting corporate, IP that needs to be locked up in the vault. Like, we want to talk about the great things we're doing, whether it's from a planning standpoint, from an investment standpoint, from a technology standpoint. So I think if you're young and interested, ask questions, engage. I went to my youngest daughter is a senior in high school, and last spring she asked me to come for her career day at high school, and I was like, well, are they really going to they were so engaged in wanting to learn more about financial services, the broad landscape. And then once we started to drill into the independent RIA space, I would say I probably had 15 kids from our school reach out to me, connect on LinkedIn, email me. They're thirsting for knowledge. So I think if we create those opportunities, and if you're an undergraduate, junior, or senior, I'd say reach out. People like me love talking about the industry we're in because we believe in it.